here we are, officially August 3rd, 2026. It's Monday. I hope your weekend was downright fantastic. Of course, it went by way too fast. Way too fast. Well, Saturday was technically August 1st, duh, but I mean, it's officially August. I'm officially doing the afternoon show, the first one of August. August, by the way, is officially recognized as National Peach Month. It's officially my month. You know, that's kind of weird because, well, the entire month is National Peach Month. August 22nd, National Eat a Peach Day. August 24th, National Peach Pie Day. August 27th, National Peach Day, honors the fruit overall and the farmers who grow it. And then August 29th is my birthday. Isn't that kind of weird? That I was born during National Peach Month and my last name is Peach. Out of all things, it felt like it was meant to be, you know? My dad's birthday is in early September. My mom and my sister, both of their birthdays are in February. I'm the only Peach born in August. National Peach Month. We're gonna celebrate me all month. Hopefully Victor has been working on the imaging. Got our voice guy, you know, talking about how much he loves me. We're gonna do a new segment. Peach Praise Day. Every single day. Or Peach Praise Minute. I don't know. Forget it. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. It's Peach's Pit Party, officially on National Peach Month on K-Bear 101. For a junk drawer to legally qualify as a real junk drawer, what is the one absolute mandatory item it must include? I saw this get posted on Ask Reddit. A key that has not been successfully matched to any known lock on the property, but somehow you still keep it because you might need it sometime, right? Rubber bands, what are you going to use those for? Why are they in the drawer? Any item that causes the drawer to jam, but you keep putting it back in there anyway, which is something that, you know, I stupidly do. For a junk drawer to legally qualify as a real junk drawer, what is the one absolute mandatory item it must include? Well, birthday candles, bonus points if they're already partially burned. A variety of fresh and dead batteries that you have to try one by one every time and then throw all the duds back in for the next time you want to play that silly little game. An instruction manual to something you no longer own. I think mine had the iPhone box for a while there. Mine has my high school ID card and then a bunch of my empty prescription bottles. Yeah, for some reason I have like 8 of those in there. Should I just toss those out? I think I should. This was a dumb thing to talk about. Here's Poppy, Amy Lee, and Courtney LaPlante of Spirit Box. End of view on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear. I was reading something here about inheriting things from your parents. Most Americans aren't interested in getting every last possession. And I was thinking about, like, what's going to happen once my parents officially go away and we have to start choosing what I get, what my sister gets. I think I'll be the one to get my parents' CD collection, which is just this giant wooden cabinet in the middle of their living room. I think that in there is also a copy of Howard Stern's Private Parts on VHS. I think there's like a signed copy of Howard Stern's Private Parts, the book. I'd probably get all the signed stuff. I would probably get the signed John Wooden basketball, the legendary baseballs that my grandpa got from way back in the day, back when he used to live in Cleveland, like the signed Babe Ruth ball with Ty Cobb, and I forgot who else is on there. It's like, what am I going to do with all these signed baseballs? And depending on my financial situation, I might just sell them. Be like, hey, thanks, Dad. I didn't need these baseballs, but you got me rent money for a couple of months. How much are signed Babe Ruth baseballs going for? Let's find here. Signed Babe Ruth baseball worth $12,000 to $50,000. Well, there's more than one player on these baseballs. And of course, depending on the quality of the signature and the ball, it can vary. There was that one time, I've talked about this before. I used to be a baseball card collector. And I opened up a pack of cards one day back when I was 12, maybe, I don't know. That's besides the point. But I opened up this pack of cards, and one of them said, "Congratulations, you won a Golden X Factor set." And we just turned that in, thought nothing of it. I was one of 20 people to own one of these golden X Factor sets. There was these baseball cards that were just solid gold, I think. But it was extremely rare. We took it to a baseball card shop, and you would have thought we hit oil, like the way that those guys were acting in there. I mean, I don't know what happened to that golden X Factor set, if my dad just took it and hid it in his closet, or if he sold it and used that to pay off bills. Either way, I don't care, because he's paid off, or he's paid for me for tons of things. And in fact, he still somewhat does. Sometimes he'll randomly Venmo me money. What if he's just doing that? What if he sold the golden X Factor set and is just giving me payments every so often, pretending he's being kind? He one time he randomly sent me $75 for groceries. What if that was part of the golden X Factor set profit? I might need to call him out on that. Might need to call him here live on the show and see if I'm up to something here. Well, here's that reminder that a lot of success doesn't happen overnight. A woman who's now headed to medical school says she spent years juggling a full-time job while working multiple side hustles to save money to make it happen. It wasn't glamorous, obviously, but she says every shift and every extra dollar got her one step closer to her goal. And if you're looking for a job that fits your lifestyle, or maybe one that lets you spend more time at home, check out the newly redesigned HireEastIdaho.com. This week's Hire East Idaho job of the week is a Class A CDL driver position with TEC Distributing of Idaho and Pocatello. You'll deliver beer and wine throughout eastern Idaho on a local route that starts early, so you're home well before 5 p.m. Best of all, no nights or weekends, giving you more time with your family or whatever you enjoy doing after work. Pay ranges from $40,000 to $50,000 a year, depending on experience, and includes a competitive benefits package plus plenty of employee perks. Applicants should have a Class A CDL, a clean driving record, great customer service skills, be able to regularly lift more than 40 pounds, and pass a drug screen. You can apply today at HireEastIdaho.com, where you'll also find hundreds of other opportunities from employers across East Idaho. Hire East Idaho, connecting people with opportunity. Over the weekend, the Detroit Tigers traded their pitcher Tarik Skubal to the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's right. For 3 minor league prospects. Skubal has won the past 2 American League Cy Young Awards and joins a pitching staff with Blake Snell, who won the 2023 National League Cy Young Award while playing, of course, for the San Diego Padres. The Dodgers have the best record in Major League Baseball now and just traded for the best pitcher available to add to the rotation. One storyline is the rich just got richer. Another storyline is brace yourself for pushback against the Dodgers, who don't seem to be playing fair, considering they can pay for almost any player they want. Remember how so many NFL teams were annoyed by the tush push that they wanted to ban it? Well, it appears to have gone away since the most frequent user of the play, the Philadelphia Eagles, didn't make the playoffs last season. No team proposed a ban for it this year, unlike 2025, and the NFL has decided not to issue any specific instructions to its game officials ahead of this season about how to officiate it. Last year, officials were required to watch a training tape about the play to keep an eye on false start penalties. And last but not least here, San Francisco 49ers star tight end George Kittle is adding actor to his resume. He'll make his acting debut in the Dinosaurs of the Wild West from the filmmaker Luke Spark, creator of the movie Primitive War. The project is currently running a Kickstarter campaign to complete funding, set in an alternate version of 1879 where humans and dinosaurs evolved side by side. The world is powered by giant prehistoric creatures. Massive brontosaurs haul entire towns across the plains. Raptors ridden into battle. Pterosaurs rule the sky. The series follows pioneers, outlaws, adventurers navigating a dangerous land where every journey, every town, every war depend on the giant creatures that shaped civilization itself. Anyway, that's your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I will never, ever pay for a photo opportunity with any celebrity, especially if they pull out the glass wall to separate. I hate that. You have the most awkward photo, and you paid, how much money for it? I saw a picture of some random guy And I don't even know who the celebrity is. It was like some famous woman. I have no idea what her name was. It popped up on my Facebook feed. The reason why it did is because this guy kind of looked awkward too. He kind of looked like he would be a little too handsy too. I don't want to judge the guy prematurely, but you know how weird dudes can get when it comes to taking pictures with any female celebrity, even WWE wrestlers. I've seen those posts pop up from time to time. You see some guy with his hands all over his favorite wrestler because he has a crush on her. Gross. Don't touch them, you know? Take a normal photo. But also don't do this thing where like you put the glass pane in between the people. It just looks stupid. This one particular post, this guy was told, hey, stay a yard away from her, and they pulled out a yardstick like it was a middle school dance. Stay a yard away. So she's sitting on a stool kind of like as far as she can be from this guy, and he's just awkwardly standing there with his hands in his pockets. And he paid $80 for I don't even know what this lady's name is. She's not really all that famous. I would have recognized the face. Must be one of those like C-list actors. I don't know, but you're paying $80 for a picture where you're like 3 feet apart. Why? Ice 9 Kills on Peach's Pip Party. It's K-Bear 101. You know what sucks about doing radio is that sometimes you have to do the show and then you also need to make adult calls. I mean, adult, that's not the word I was wanting to use because it could have been interpreted wrong right there, but you have to make these calls about certain things like, oh, hey, my Wi-Fi bill went way up. And so I'm trying to call my internet provider. They're not answering. They've had me on hold now for almost 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, I need to jump on the air. So I'll have the hold music very faint in the background if you can even hear it at all. But I hate how, like, when you're on hold, they also, like, have this robotic woman pop up every so often just to pretend like, hey, someone's about to answer the phone. And they go, we're experiencing high volume of calls. Please wait even longer. Things like that, you know? My internet bill went up by like $30 over the weekend. I saw the statement come in and went, what? Not paying that much for Wi-Fi. And what's even more dumb is that their website won't show you the plans they're currently offering if your address already has their services. So I had to do that sneaky thing and enter one of my friends' addresses down the same street in order to see what plans they're offering. And of course, it's way cheap compared to what I'm going to need to pay for this bill or what they're trying to make me pay for this bill because I'm not paying $94 for Wi-Fi. So yeah, I'll be on hold this entire time until someone finally picks up. Idaho's only rock station, K-Bear 101. I completely forgot that AC/DC was going to be in Vegas. I was actually kind of wanting to go to that show. I didn't realize it was already here. They played at Allegiant Stadium 2 nights ago? Well, yeah, 2 nights ago on Saturday. Brian Johnson almost got hit by one of those cannons they use for those about to rock We Salute You. There was this one that just fell, almost landed on poor Brian Johnson. But what a way that would have been to have gone out, right? Brian Johnson, that's the most AC/DC way to die. You're on stage, you're, 80 years old, or however old Brian Johnson is. I think he is 80. You're performing for those about to rock We Salute You. You yell, fire! And then the cannon just falls, and you're gone. Imagine that. It landed just behind Brian, who jumped when it hit the stage. I mean, obviously. But then, I guess it was before the song because it said it, but then started the song as if nothing had happened. The video's online if you want to see it. And I believe there were a few listeners of ours that went to that show. Man, I wish I went to that. That could have been one of the last times to ever see AC/DC. Who knows? Maybe they could do one last tour next year, I'm hoping. But I did see them at the Rose Bowl not that long ago, and I have that poster from that show and everything, and I got to see them with my dad and my friend Matt and all of that, and that was a great show. So, yeah, I've seen them 4 times. That's good enough. If you want to go to any show that's coming to the area, make sure to check out our concert calendar, available to you at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I was reading something here asking, are friendships becoming too much work? New survey found that more than half of adults say maintaining friendships feels like a second job, with many spending more than half an hour a day texting, checking in, making plans. I'm glad I don't text people. I just don't. I'll text my dad every so often, but that's about it. He'll send back the thumbs up emoji, and when he does that, I just know the conversation's over. Other than that, I really do hate texting. I really do. I'd much rather just do a phone call, and if I don't answer the first time, then clearly I'm busy, and I'll try my best to get back to you. You know, there's no need to spam the studio phone sometimes. There's no need to then spam my Facebook Messenger or then spam my phone with all these different texts and calls and all of that. I find that so annoying. But what I'm trying to plan here at the end of August before my big birthday and everything is I want to get all my friends together and do like a mini golf night at Fat Cats. You know, my friends, they're avid golfers. I find regular golf, rather boring and also expensive. Mini golf's a whole lot more fun. And so I've been trying to get these guys to agree to do a Fat Cat mini golf night in Rexburg before I leave for California at the end of August. And sure enough, you know, they're all in their 40s. So they have families, they have their kids, they have whatever else, their high demand jobs. So it's rather tough to try to plan things like this. I wish I could just say, hey, whoever shows up this day, this time, let's mini golf. And then hopefully it all works out from there. But who knows if that would even work. That's why I would much rather do things by myself most of the time. I've been wanting to see the new Spider-Man movie, and my two friends, Bryson and Charlotte, they're probably going to see it themselves as a couple. They don't want me third wheeling. I'll probably just go watch Spider-Man by myself, you know, that kind of thing. It'd be nice to watch a movie by myself. No need to worry about, oh, this other person can't make that time or whatever. Just go solo, you know. Not that long ago on the show, I was on hold with my internet provider because they decided to increase my bill by $30. $30 whole dollars. I don't think they ever sent me a notice that they were going to increase my bill. It just all of a sudden popped up in my statement saying, hey, you're going to have to pay $94 for the month. And I'm like, 94 for Wi-Fi? Heck no. And so I tried calling them. Of course, everyone else is trying to call them because I'm assuming it happened to all those people as well. And then, of course, they say, well, you can talk to an agent on our website. And so I went to the website, opened up the chat. They try having you speak with a virtual assistant first. And I kept telling that thing to basically screw off. I want to talk to a real person. Then it has me fill out all my information, of course. And then it goes, well, there's 54 people in front of you. 54 people. So I put in the chat, there's no way I'm waiting after 54 people. I think I still have the tab open. Oh, yeah. Still says an agent will join you in 51 to 55 minutes. If nobody answers me today, I might as well just go to their office when they're open tomorrow. Or, tomorrow. And just go to their office and just demand and be like, hey, you guys need to lower my bill. Otherwise, I'm taking my internet elsewhere. Here's Motionless in White, Playing God on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, I forgot to talk about this last week. I think it was early last week where it was posted everywhere that Bowling for Soup was performing on a plane just randomly for the other passengers. They just surprised everyone on board with this acoustic performance in the aisle, turning the cabin into a very unexpected pop-punk show, says the article. I'm looking at the video here. Everyone seems to be enjoying it. They all got their phones out, just like a typical concert, too. The reaction online has been exactly what you would expect. The only example of someone playing music on a plane that actually seems like it would improve the experience. True that. Someone asked whether we can make flight concerts a regular thing. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, if you were to do like a metal show on a plane, I feel like that'd be hard not to mosh because you're going to want to. You're going to want to like push other people around, and there's no room on the plane. And you also don't want to do that on a moving cylinder 36,000 feet in the air going 650 miles per hour because you're going to have all these like smelly metalheads on a flight pushing each other. And it's going to cause some, it's going to cause some turbulence, I feel like. You already have these people who walk like elephants down the aisle to go to the bathroom. You can imagine a full-on mosh pit just forming on an Allegiant flight, causing a major ruckus. And you're going to have the flight attendants all scared, too. It'd actually be rather funny. Now, I'm definitely an old-fashioned guy. I would much rather prefer my homework to be pencil and paper, not go online and go to these discussion boards. And I used to hate that. It was the most annoying assignment ever whenever you had to go to, like, whatever the website is. Is it Canvas? Whatever website it was. You had to, like, basically post your answer to this prompt or whatever, and then you also, besides that, had to go to like 3 of your fellow students' answers and argue against them. And you had to like give out this full-on thing, be eloquent about it, blah, 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 blah. Well, that still hasn't gone away since I've gone to college, since I've been at college, or since I went to college. I graduated 8 years ago. This Mississippi college instructor went viral after using a hidden instruction to detect AI-generated exam responses. Now, I went to college pre-AI. I had to do my things the old-fashioned way. There was Turnitin.com, and sometimes I would, go to other people's essays on the same subject matter and kind of see what they said, then rewrite it in my own words. It wasn't necessarily me going to ChatGPT and saying, "Hey, give me an answer for this." I'm glad I went to college pre-AI, because otherwise I would have totally used it. I would have totally been one of these students that got in trouble. This guy had this instruction in all white text. The discussion prompt included hidden white text instructing students to insert the word Madagascar nonsensically, visible only when highlighted. Students who copied the prompt into AI chatbots produced responses containing Madagascar, which the professor, Jason Gibson, used to identify AI use. 32 of his 35 students failed that discussion post for using AI. 2 students appealed their grades. Only 1 had the grade changed after claiming dark mode revealed the hidden instruction. So this video went viral on TikTok of the professor catching his students. It's amassed over 2.2 million views, sparking debate about AI use in classrooms. I mean, students are going to use it no matter what. They're going to use it no matter what. But I do find this funny. Just Madagascar, you don't even read what ChatGPT gives you. You're like, "Oh, that looks good enough." And then you just paste it into whatever website you're using, and you get yourself in trouble right there. Here's Poppy, Time Will Tell on K-Bear 101. How do you teach a dog how to surf? I saw that the World Dog Surfing Championships took place again in Pacifica, California at Linda Mar Beach. And some of these dogs, by the looks of the pictures at least, they look rather terrified. But how do you train your dog to do this? I mean, there's dogs of all breeds in this sort of tournament. And I can only imagine, there are those parents that take their toddlers to beauty pageants, which is weird enough. Wasn't there a TLC show on that whole entire thing, like Little Miss Tiara or something like that? It was quite weird. My parents and sister liked watching it. And usually the parents, they take it overboard. I can only imagine how overboard some of these, quote, dog moms are with their pets. The one dog didn't stick the landing. No food for you for a week. It's okay. So I'm reading here that the surfing contest is divided into up to four dog weight classes, plus a tandem dog and tandem dog and human contest. What if your dog falls in the water and some shark is right there, goes after that bulldog that just knows how to surf? I mean, good for them. I mean, I feel like it's also the dogs have 4 legs. It's easier for them to balance, huh? I can't surf to save my life, even though I am from Southern California. Not every Californian knows how to surf, but dogs, apparently some dogs do. Here's Story of the Year, Disconnected on K-Bear 101. Lincoln Park on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station, and we have this front desk girl by the name of Kennedy. She's awesome. She'll check the logs every afternoon with FJ, or Jeff, I should say. They'll check the logs, make sure nothing is missing. But she was talking to me about the Heisey fire. It's rather tragic. That's going on. The whole entire this entire part of the country seems like it's on fire. Yesterday was awful. It's all smoky and everything. I stupidly decided to take a walk outside when the air quality is like 150. Don't be like me. Stay safe, But Kennedy was talking to me about the whole thing, and she told me this hilarious story that when she looked up Heisey Hot Springs on TikTok, I don't think much happens over at Heisey Hot Springs. I mean, besides the terrible fire. But apparently when she searched Heisey on TikTok, I popped up because a year or so ago, I did one of those Peaches Needs a Pal videos at Heisey Hot Springs. And it's a video of me swimming around with a sensor bar across my body because nobody wants to see that. And she shows me the TikTok search results. I'm like one of the first videos when you search Heisey Hot Springs, or at least it was for her. I'm not exactly sure how the TikTok search function works, but I thought that was rather hilarious. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, by the way, at KBear101 FM. Peach's Pit Party on KBear 101. I'm sure Victor talked about this on his morning show because I think I saw the podcast title. It said something related to the subject matter of this story that I'm about to tell you here in case you haven't heard it, because I just saw it for the first time. I didn't hear it on Victor's morning show. I just saw, like I said, the podcast title and went, what is he talking about on there? But usually he finds stuff way before me in some cases. This past weekend at Lollapalooza, someone apparently filled a bag with, let's say, number one. You know, they filled up a bag with that liquid, tied it off, and sent it off to crowd surf. A video posted by Win City Raves shows the bag being passed around inside of a box as it hangs on for dear life over the side of the box. At least they put it in a bag instead of just letting it rip in the pit, you know? Unlike that Devil Skin show in New Zealand where some guy dropped the number 2 right there in the pit area and he had those other concert goers, you know, two-stepping, moshing, stepping on it, smearing it across the floor. What is going on at concerts as of late? I mean, geez. Enough of me talking about this. Here's Scatterbrain, bitter. I have to give drug smugglers credit for one thing. They never run out of ideas. Authorities in Spain arrested a guy from Colombia after airport security noticed his toupee looked way too big and didn't fit right. They asked him to take it off, and underneath was a bag with about 1 kilo of cocaine taped directly to his head. Imagine being the airport security officer looking at that guy and going, that guy's hair, that guy's wig looks a little too fake, a little too suspicious, you know what I mean? And the craziest part, the toupee is what gave him away. Not acting nervous, not like a weird suitcase or anything, his fake hair. You know, if you're going to commit a crime, maybe don't choose the disguise that's one strong gust of wind away from exposing your entire operation. That is today's What the Headline right here on KBear 101. So Google just proved that not every AI idea is ready for prime time. They rolled out a new feature in Google Earth that lets people use AI to create realistic images of places around the world. Sounds kind of cool, but the internet immediately started making fake hurricanes, fake wildfires, fake bombings, all kinds of disasters that never actually happened. Google pulled the feature less than 24 hours later while they work on better safeguards. This is exactly why you have to be careful with what you see online now. If someone can create a fake disaster that looked like it came straight out of Google Earth, it's only going to get harder to tell what's real and what's AI. It's a little terrifying, you know, but also the most predictable thing ever. Give the internet a new toy and somebody's going to break it before the weekend. We've all had that one neighbor who's a little too loud, but this guy took it to a whole different level. A 61-year-old man in Kyoto, Japan was arrested after police say he spent years blasting electric guitar, cranking his amps, playing music so loud that several neighbors developed insomnia, depression, even tinnitus. Police say they warned him multiple times, but nothing changed, so they finally arrested him, seized more than 40 guitars from his house. 40 guitars. Imagine getting a full night's sleep because the police finally got rid of your neighbor. I bet they're so relieved. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.